Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is going to be a review of the ever-requested Rocket Kone Pro Air. This was sent out for review, but that does not influence my opinions. The comment section has really just been asking first because I've been keeping it on my desk in order to bait those comments, and the embargo finally lifted, recording the review right now, so gonna get started. First thing with Rocket Mice, I just want to get it out of the way. It's still using the Titan switches, or the Titan optical switches from the Burst, and man, they're different, but I wouldn't go as far as to say they're improved, because then you guys would be buying this mouse with the idea that you're getting an improvement. So here you can still hear it very dull, and now they've just like made it even more dull, if that's possible. But it seems like they're trying to go the clicky route as opposed to the linear mouse switch, so that's a sort of improvement. And I'll be honest, in game they feel fine, and they are an optical switch, so the input is terrific, and it is pretty light to activate. But man, I will never be able to use these long enough to the point where I'm like, oh, this feels like how a mouse switch should feel. They just don't, and the sound as well. Very minimal wobble on my clicks, no issues with pre or post travel. And that's really all for the clicks. I just wanted to mention that because so many people were thrown off by the Burst Pro just having weird ass feeling clicks, and it's like sort of the same. But if you manage to get used to it in game, I think you'll be absolutely fine with it. Probably pretty pleased. But for me, it's just like, ew. Next thing I want to talk about are the shape and weight. This mouse is coming in at 72 grams. It is a large ergo mouse. I think it's advertised at 75. I might be wrong about that though, but my skill is saying 72. This mouse is balanced very well, and it is a claw grip shape. When I first saw it, I was thinking, maybe like palm or something, but once I got it in hand, this is like a large claw grip mouse, and it's one of the better ones, I'll be honest. And I'm honestly pressed to find any mouse to really compare this to. You can see the really large flare on the right side, and then just the incredible thumb rest on the left side. I don't know what's been up, but companies have been putting like thumb rests on their mice, and I'm honestly a fan of it. Like, if you can make the left side of the mouse more comfortable, I think it just makes it like a better mouse, like a more comfortable mouse to use long term. That's just a theory, but I don't know. I'm a pretty big fan of thumb rest, and just for claw grip, at least for me, my thumb, it feels like this mouse was made for my personal thumb. My hands are 20 by 11, so pretty wide for claw grip, and this is just a great shape. If you have small and maybe even medium hands, actually no, if you have medium hands, you would definitely be able to pull off claw, but I don't know about anything besides that. For fingertip, you guys know that I'm just not really a fan of like larger, wide ergos, and I don't think anybody really should be a fan of that for fingertip. You have mice like the Orochi V2, and even something like the Superlight, which I don't recommend for fingertip. It is a better fingertip mouse than the Kone Pro Air, in my opinion. Sometimes for me personally, it happened with the Vaxi Outset AX. If an ergo mouse like fills a large amount of my palm like the Kone Pro Air is doing, sometimes it's just like too comfortable and I can't really aim. Like, it just feels like I have less dexterity. But I just can't say that was the case with the Kone Pro Air. Something about this mouse, I was using it a lot in Fortnite. It just became really comfortable. And as I mentioned, I was playing Fortnite, so side buttons are like way more important. I think Rocket gets side buttons right. The mouse 4 is a bit far back. You can see it's not really that easy for me to press it, but these side buttons are fucking gigantic. Like some of the best tensioned buttons I've ever felt. No pre, no post travel. These side buttons are really good, super clicky as well. They're like, they feel more like a traditional mouse switch than these dull ass main buttons, which I find pretty funny. One issue that I had, once again, because of Fortnite, I think Fortnite's the best game to test mice in. You really test fucking everything. You'll probably be able to hear it. You can hear, I'm just scrolling my scroll wheel, not putting like extra pressure, and it is activating the middle mouse click. The middle mouse click, super fucking easy to activate and spam, but it's almost too easy, because half of the time when I'm going for like a scroll wheel reset or something, I'm not going at my scroll wheel like this. I'm like fucking like that, so it's pressing down my middle mouse button. That could totally be a deal breaker for some people. I encourage you to watch other reviews, see if other reviewers are mentioning this issue, or maybe it's just like a QC defect on mine, but it has been there since my mouse came out of the box. For me, it's not an issue because that's just like my marking bind, but for some people it could be. But that's probably the biggest issue on this mouse. The coating is something that I want to emphasize, because when Roccat, kill me virtually, did the KPU, they had this amazing coating, literally like a fabled coating, that no mouse will ever compare to, like not even the Superlight, not the XM1R, and it sort of feels like that on the sides of this mouse. The sides of this mouse have an amazing coating, which I think just adds to the comfort I was talking about earlier, and then the rest of the mouse's coating is the same as the Burst Pro, which I would say is an above average matte coating. I haven't had any issues with sweat, but you can see like it's sort of showing my fingerprints as I just swipe my thumb on it. Overall, the coating on this mouse is good, and for the premium price point, I'm happy to see it. Putting it up next to the KPU, I think seeing it as a larger, like less aggressive KPU is a good way to look at the shape. Because it definitely has some similarities in hand, but with the KPU, your hand is being dictated as to where to go. Well, I feel like you have some more freedom with the Burst or the Kone Pro Air, but it's certainly still like only for medium to large hands and claw grip. I couldn't get palm to work on this mouse. I'm sure other people will be able to, but for me, it was really only claw, and I could do fingertip. I'm just not a fan of fingertips on like ergos with weird flares. And the sensor is a 3370 with some Roccat jargon attached to it. The sensor positioning is good if you're a freak about that. And this is a top performing sensor. I've like compared it side by side to the Superlight. No noticeable difference in input. If you're you're definitely paying for a top performing wireless mouse at $130. So yeah, that's what you're receiving. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the battery and all of that shit. Mine's at 10%. I've been using it for honestly like over a week now, and it's at 10%. And since this mouse has RGB, I expect it to drain a bit quicker, and I'm using it on 1000 hertz polling rate. So I'm impressed with the battery life, but it's not going to be like super light level or anything like that. And this mouse does not come with an adapter. That is something that kind of surprised me. You are just plugging in the dongle like into your PC. There's no adapter, but do not fear, this mouse is USB-C. That's right, you're looking at a USB-C port right there. Fucking stare in awe. Like and sub for that USB-C. Pretty sure this is the same cable they use on their wired mice. I wouldn't recommend ever using the wireless mouse plugged in, but yeah, you could fucking do it. And I think the last thing to really discuss before price are these mouse feet, and it's the same Roccat heat-treated PTFE feet. It's a slightly different design than was on the Burst Pro, but these are very good mouse feet. I would say they're a bit more smooth and controlled than something like core pads, but what the heat treating is, I've had it clarified. It just means they're essentially broken in on Roccat's side. Like, the user does not have to break in the mouse feet, and heat treating them somehow takes care of that process. But yeah, these are good mouse feet. You absolutely do not need to replace them, but you don't get an extra pair, which is unfortunate. As I mentioned earlier, the price on the wireless version is $130. That is a pretty steep price point because it's like significantly higher than like a Viper Ultimate, Model O wireless, Razer Orochi V2, but it's a bit less than the Superlight, and I would say that since this mouse is one of the only good mice, or the good wireless mice, for large hands and claw grip, the Superlight, it obviously works. That's what a lot of people with large hands and claw grip use, but this is a mouse that is designed with that in mind. Extremely wide at the bottom, a shape that is very focused on comfort, and it works for me. This is a shape that works really well for me. I don't think I'm going to give this mouse the seal of approval. I realized I'm going to be super fucking strict with that award. I really do think that this mouse gets a lot right, and if you think the shape will work for you from what I've said, give this mouse a try. But I just can't give this mouse like a overall like 10 out of 10 recommendation. Personally, something I can't get over is just the Titan micro switch. The optical clicks, I said that you can get used to them and you'll probably like them. I stand by that, but for me, I am just so much happier even just clicking on like an Omron 20M. The shape, it's not going to work for everybody, and it's so wide at the bottom that it might force people with smaller hands into like a palm grip. And yeah, I do have that weird issue with my scroll wheel, which might just be a QC issue. This is a top 5 mouse to me, however. I just really, if it was a bit smaller, I think I could recommend it to a lot more people. And shapes like this are just destined not to work for fingertip. And I don't know, I would just be wary of anybody recommending this for fingertip. Like, really, how long are they using it for fingertip? I don't know. But personally, I found it really good and also new for claw. But yeah, that's going to be all for this video. Make sure to leave a like and sub if you enjoyed. I'm not really sorry I didn't get the wired version. $80 for a wired mouse, that just puts in like such a weird price range. This is just easier, like $130 for a wireless. It's just like, damn, that's expensive as fuck. Peace.